Thank you. Hello. What is up, guys? Hi, White Dove. Hi, Titan. Buff Bagel. What do you mean, what? To my muffins. What you mean? Okay, are we ready to make some pasta today? And eat some duck? Titan was worried. Maybe it'd be rabbit again. It's duck. We got the duck. Did everyone have a good day yesterday? I managed to actually do, well, a little bit of gardening after stream yesterday. It was wonderful. Cleared out some of the beds, picked some weeds. I managed to pick some kale for today's pasta. And sadly, all of the carrots that we were growing over the winter, they got worms in like all of them. They're called wire worms, and they are just the worst things ever. If you get them in your garden, they destroy like all your root vegetables. Sad, sad time. So all the carrots that we had to, well, toss over the fence. Mr. Jingles, you got your rest last night. Well, that's good to hear. Hi, Wilson stepbrother. Yeah, a little bit of a bummer, I will say that. It's kind of sad to throw that away, but the earth always needs a little bit too, so I'm okay with it sometimes. Hi, Philibig Chef. Good to see you as well. Okay, so recipe today. Homemade cavatelli in 3 easy steps. This pasta is really simple. It is so much fun to make, especially if you have like kiddos at home. Definitely an interactive one. And it has a mix of semolina flour, all-purpose or 00, whatever you can get your hands on, and then water. And today, our little addition is gonna be some ricotta cheese to just make it that much more pillowy and soft. You're having venison spaghetti, nice. Game meat and pasta is such a good combo, right? I mean, really, you can put basically anything with pasta and it will taste delicious. So we have some butchery to do. Obviously, we have to make our pasta and roll it out today. Maybe Sammy will help us with it. We'll see. And then we have some squash to cut up, prep some of our veggies. This is our menu for today. Hi, Cheese Pizza. How's it going, man? Are you pizza-ing today? And then I wanted to, for a garnish, something a little bit crispy, crisp up some duck skin. It's gonna be so good. You ordered your press this afternoon. You got a Max Grocer tortilla press. Nice. Oh, you're gonna have so much fun with it. I inspired you yesterday on stream then. That's perfect. Quick drink of water. Let's get into it, friends. Weather here is, well, absolute crap today outside. So it's a great day to be inside and do some cooking. Make some pasta. We're cooking like Nona today. Buff, you've been super lazy recently and have basically lived off of stews. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the winter time. That's the perfect time to live off of one pot wonders. Cookie, how are you doing today? Oh yes, that's right. You need to use up your leftover French bread. That's gonna be so good, cheese. Sub Sammy's. A Vancouver Island snow dance. Wait, Sammy, where is your microphone? Guys, guess what came in? Sammy's microphone. Is it on my same channel? Okay, so that's the only thing. We just have to make sure we don't talk over each other.
Yeah. Which isn't hard for me to do.
Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, Buff. It's getting expensive. A whole bottle of red goes in each stew. It's gonna get pricey. I mean, do you need the red wine? Yes, you need the red wine, silly. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any more snow in the forecast for this year, but I could be wrong. Maybe Titan's snow dances might work. Yeah, of course you need the red wine.
Don't talk while I talk.
How does it sound, by the way? How does it sound, guys? Okay, I'm gonna get a cutting board out. It's time for cooking. I'm gonna try and make this pasta in not a really long time today. See if we can do it in like 3 hours or so. Because, well, we slowly braised our turkey leg yesterday on stream. I thought I would show you guys a different way to braise your poultry leg today and do it a little bit quicker in the pressure cooker. Does this mean when Sammy takes his naps during your stream, we'll hear him snore? You just might. It sounds like there's a small amount of static. Okay, just a sec. I'll fool around with a wire. Okay, how's that? Maybe that's better. It did feel like the little plug-in for my mic was a little bit loose. Thanks, Cookie. I mean, maybe I rubbed it on the counter or something and loosened it up. You'll be in Vancouver next week. What? You got your router yesterday. What are you doing in Vancouver? Okay, let's put this away for now. So we'll get our duck going in the pressure cooker, and then we'll make our pasta. While the pasta dough is resting, we can prep the rest of our aromatics and vegetables to go into it. And then once the pasta is rested, we will roll it out, and that should be basically one of the last things that we do on stream today, because we want it really nice and fresh. You're working, that's cool. Bonkman, how's it going? There we go. Nope, no Instapot, just a Tefal pressure cooker. I feel like I wouldn't use the Instant Pot enough, that it would just kind of sit around. Because for the most part, you guys know that I don't like to, well, shortcuts, let's say, and do things the quick way. So every now and then I'll use the pressure cooker, but I feel like it might be wasted on me. Yeah, rice and pasta, but I love just boiling rice in a pot.
Yeah.
It's just as easy. That's one thing that I've always been on the fence. What are you doing? Okay, let's get into this. Look at our young duck. Raised in Quebec, in Canada, the province. And all of the ducks that are raised on that farm, well, they're not force fed and they're all free range. So it's really nice to use. We got our giblets. So hormones either. And then every time that I have used a broom, posted it on social media, they always repost my stuff, which is really cool too. So the company does really pay attention to what their people are doing with their product. So Sam had his on, but just on mute, right?
Okay, mine's off.
So now he just shut his off. Is that better? We're back on. That's better.
Okay, so I have to do some work on that then.
Okay. Well, no mic for Sammy today then.
Nope.
We will do some homework during the week when we are not streaming so that, well, when we are back on Friday, everything should be perfect. Yeah, interesting. Now all of our tech people are going to be like, how do we fix this?
Supposedly it will support 12 lines on one frequency, so
12 lines
I gotta
on
be able
one
to have 12 of
frequency.
those devices on one frequency, and that should all report back to
Yeah.
their musical.
Yeah, like the amp is supposed to take 12 different lines.
I'll have to do a different channel.
But just different channel. That's all we'll have to do. Simple as that. Autism Mama. You got chili on slow cooking and now you want duck instead. Hey, chili is still delicious. Okay, well that's what we'll have to do then. Perfect, guys. Well, thanks for letting us know that the sound was off because that's just terrible. Also, scrolling up, don't want to miss this one, Scat. Thank you for the 22 months, my friend. Yesterday we had Rook's 22 months. Today we have Scat's 22 month sub. Scat, you are number 5. Rook's just right above you for longest. So Rook's number 4, you're number 5. Amazing. Yeah, chili rules. Actually, may I also say, Autism Mama, today is National Chili Day, so well done. Well done. Yeah, may contain kidneys. Just wee flavor. We're gonna put all the giblets in when we braise the legs. Have extra duck flavor. Hey, it better not. If this duck has extra stuff in it, I will be messaging Save on Foods. But we did get money back from the butcher shop when that did happen with the turkey, as they gave us a $10 credit for our next order, which was so nice. So nice of them. Okay, let's get into this. There's gonna be some juices, so I'll get my paper towel ready. National Chili Day, yes. It may or may not contain kidneys. But what we do know is that it is duck. Yeah, you're winning, Autism Mama. Thank you, Wilson. Okay, so this whole duck, 2.7 kg, costs just over $12. That's not bad at all. Quite a bit of meat, and well, all of the fat is just liquid gold. So if you do know how to prepare a duck properly, your money can go quite a long ways. Yes, you're right on time, Scat. Thank you for the 22 months. A little bit of butchery to start our day today. Good evening, Cooking Fat. Good to see you today. I'm gonna try and keep all the juices in here. Shove a stick in it and campfire spit roast. What? There we go. And this variety of duck that they raise is actually the variety of Pekin duck. Ronco duck? Have we done that already? Yes, we have Roncoda duck. And it actually turned out really flavorful. I thought that everything would just get like overcooked and gross, but it was really nice. I think, Bonkman, what we are gonna do with this duck, let's turn it this way, is we're gonna smoke the breasts. So we're gonna take the breasts off of the carcass today. And then I'm gonna put them in a little cure, I think, because we're doing bacon later this week. And well, we might as well smoke the duck breasts at the same time, because that is quite tasty indeed. Yeah, that baby's going to be delish. So as always with butchering poultry, here we go, friends. Just gonna get a pie pan to put beside for all the things we're gonna trim off. And we're gonna start by removing the legs. Duck fat shots. Oh, those might be in order today, Buff. That might be happening. Do we show the smoking on stream? Yes, we do. Did we do a smoker stream last weekend?
Yes.
I believe we did a smoker stream last weekend.
For the plate ribs.
Oh, yes, we did beef ribs smoked. We have just a charcoal smoker though. We don't have like a pellet smoker or anything like that. All right, so open up our wings here so we can get into the legs better. And as we can see, there is so much fat on a duck, but we don't want to waste this at all. What we do want to do, just to make our lives a little bit easier at the start, is just trim some of it away from the inside of the carcass here. And then if you want to, you could always just come down here and take our little tail off as well. That's just a little bit easier to work around. And we are gonna save all of that stuff. Okay. I'm gonna put a towel on the inside of here too. You got in trouble for smoking from the council the other day, like in your town? They're like, sorry, dude, you can't smoke for your restaurant anymore. What? Okay, let's get our giblets out too. You just dug a hole out back. Put an old beer barrel in the hole. Can we even get the giblets out, my friends? Don't want to be too mean to the breast. There we go. It's crazy how long the duck neck is compared to the chicken neck. I'm not really seeing any other giblets in here. All right, we're gonna carry on. Okay, so same way as taking apart a chicken or a turkey, we're gonna slice there and there, loosen up our leg so we can see where the knuckle is, and then we can release it from the carcass. Hi, Vune. Hope you are doing good. No kidneys yet. This one does not contain kidneys. Hi, Dust. How are you? So does anyone know, can anyone tell me why duck meat is darker than the rest of the poultry meats? Does anyone know this? I know why. I just want to test you guys, because I'm pretty sure we've gone over this before. Let's do this one too at the same time. Oh, try not to nick into the meat if you can. There you go. Fish, no idea. Is it the diet? Duck meat is darker because ducks drink a lot of red wine because they work and keep warm. Pretty much, yeah. You're the closest, Twitch Stewie. Is their meat is darker because of something in their blood called myoglobin that gets activated when they are really active. So because ducks are always running around and flying like that compared to chickens, which are mostly just like kept in a 1 square foot place, that's why their meat is darker all over. They're super active. Yeah, because they fly. Exactly, the myoglobin. Thought you guys would enjoy that little fun fact. Okay, so now snap the leg out of the socket. I just find it so much easier to release it from the carcass that way. Get the ice out of there. Wild chicken is super dark too. Yes, that makes total sense. At the same time, ostrich meat is super dark as well. Same with emu. Same with emu. Okay, this isn't really letting me show you guys as nicely as I wanted to. But if we open this up, there's the knuckle that we need to cut in between there to release it from the carcass. So one nice smooth cut is what we want.
Fumes free.
Boom! Look how nice that duck leg is. So big, and we're gonna keep all of the fat on there. Can't wait to braise that up. Yeah, most wild meat is really dark, right? That makes sense because all of those animals are so active. All right, there is our other knuckle. And our other leg. Beauty. Vune's just on a Borderlands 3 kick right now.
So good though.
Have I killed anyone? Who asked someone that on Twitch? No, I have not killed anyone. Let's trim this off. Obviously, this is all from the neck.
Yeah, 'cause you can hear it by mic.
And we'll use that to crisp up later, for sure. Okay, next. Yeah, what? Oh, we're gonna render it for sure, and I wanna crisp it up and then crumble it on top of the pasta. Yeah, all of this is gonna be good for stock. Okay, so we can see exactly where the breastbone is here. Kind of looks lopsided, hey? So cut along each side. Sienna Suds. Well, welcome in. That sound is off, isn't it? Thank you for the raid. How was the stream? You're new here. C Gunner, what's up? Ditzy, what did you do on stream? What do you stream? Tell me more about yourself. And you came in at the perfect time. I'm just teaching everyone how to butcher a duck. One day when we have time, let's chat on food trucks. Okay. That is a future goal. Okay, so I can just run my finger along the breastbone here to release the breast meat. I just find it's easier to know where to cut once we do that. And then obviously we have our wishbone still up there with all of our poultry. Sienna, today you were baking banana muffins and working on rising a king's cake. Amazing. How did everything go?
Just doing a little chat stuff real quick. I was doing a little chat stuff. Just a shout out.
Yeah, banana muffins, so good. Now we want banoffee pie. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay, so now we can see our breastbone, and all we want to do is run our knife along that bone and then eventually the rib cage. And just do this nice and controlled. Because really we want as much meat on the duck breast as possible, right? We don't want to leave it all on the carcass.
Yeah.
And then once we start getting it off, well, look how nice and clean that is. Muffins are 100% awesome. King's cake to be determined. Got to start the second proof. Yeah, but also get to cleaning the house. I feel ya. Thank you for the follow and bringing your people to us.
Jealousy.
Cooking girl. Yes, you did put cavatelli in my head. You're the one. Okay, so now our duck breast is open up. It's basically all released from the rib cage here, and then we have to start working towards the wing up top, and then that's the last spot we have to cut away from. Yeah, happy Sunday, everyone. That is one red bird. This is one nice duck, Taz. How are you doing today?
Oh, that means it's good. Oh, that's the sticky, icky. Ooh, wait.
Okay. Our wishbone at the top here. I'm gonna turn this towards me. I just find it's a bit easier now when we're at this point. So cut along the wishbone. And then keep going. We can see our knuckle here for our chicken, or sorry, our duck wing, not our chicken wing. Okay, now just one nice cut to release this. And there we go. There's a duck breast. We'll trim it up in a sec once we get our other one off, but look at how nice and clean that is. You really don't want to waste any meat on the carcass. Taz, you're good. Pre-owned Toto 7-inch vinyl. Amazing. Okay, other duck breast. And so let me remind you guys, for people that, well, like duck or are interested in having duck, this whole duck costs $12. Yes, it takes a little bit of time to process, but you're not gonna get duck in a restaurant without paying around $30 for the whole plate. So it's like, okay, that's fine. So it's like, you wanna pay double the price for only one duck breast, or you wanna pay half the price and get like the entire bird. Yeah, that's a lot of food for 12 bucks. That's how I think of it. So it's like, if you could learn all these techniques to do at home, well, then you can save yourself from going out to eat all of this expensive food. That's a new sub. 2713 Bumstead. Thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome in. Oh yeah. So basically at the restaurant, you're paying for them to cook and prepare it. Here's the thing. So every menu at a restaurant is supposed to be costed out. The food should cost 30% of what you're charging on the menu price. The other 70% is what it costs to pay your cooks and, well, pay for utilities, water, etc., garbage disposal for the entire restaurant. Only 30% of the menu price is actually what the food costs. You guys are gonna hate me for telling you this. And that's why I'm never going to open a restaurant. Yeah, and 10% allowance for buff bagels, biltong addiction. Right, chefs have to do that for themselves. Okay, let's keep going down here. Wishbone, I can feel it, it's right there. Turn this way. Yes, I am left-handed, guys, so it's a little bit backwards for you. Okay. Boom. One swipe. Boom. There's our other duck breast. And here's our very alien-looking carcass, which I don't typically use the duck wings for anything because They are just full of connective tissue for the birds flying around, and there's not a ton of meat. If it is meaty, it's gonna be pretty tough. So it's not nearly the same as like frying up a chicken wing. Not at all. Believe me, I've tried to make it delicious. It's just not worth the time that it would take. Yeah, food service industry truths in your face. Thank you, Micah, for the follow. But I will release this from the carcass, and yes, we will keep the wings for stock. Cut in there. Just trying to get our knuckle. There we go. Duck wing. Dark wing duck. Yeah, lefties unite. So do you only get breasts out of a duck? No, we already took the legs off. We're going to be cooking those up for pasta today. Just most places, well, on most menus, the way that duck is prepared, you'll see a seared duck breast and you'll see a confit duck leg. And that's for the most part the two common preparations of duck where people know what it is. But duck legs, they take time to make delicious because there's lots of connective tissue in there. So for some restaurants, it's not worth the amount of labor and time to make it delicious. And well, you can charge more for a duck breast. So there's all of the pieces that are very useful. I don't think we have to really trim up the leg here. Maybe a little bit. Just a little bit. You can see this is just like a little extra fatty pouch here. We'll take that off and we'll use that to crisp up for the garnish. So I'm just gonna trim it like this, I think. There is a point where maybe you can have too much duck fat. That one's good. Let's check this one. Yeah, that's quite fatty as well. But we will render this in the pressure cooker. We will render the fat. So that's good. Duck titties. Duck and orange or lemon sauce is good and always goes down well on the menu. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Is like maybe smoke these duck breasts and then do them with some citrus, like make it a salad or something. Okay, so here's how these came off of the carcass. So we're just gonna trim this up and like kind of square it off. So let's see how different this looks when it's flipped over, right? So that's the shape. We're gonna clean up all this stuff. Any kind of silver skin that we see, we don't want that on there either. And then typically I try to take out this tendon here. And sometimes, you know what? Maybe we'll even just take off the entire tender because usually the duck tender falls off anyways. And it's not nearly the same size as the chicken tender is. Like usually you can just peel it off with your hand. Like that. Boom. There's our little duck tender. You think aromatic crispy duck is still your favorite duck though? Yes. I think like the Chinese style roasted duck is my favorite still.
So the two eight, yeah. So the two
Okay.
fan controllers for the eggs, you can
Slide that underneath.
so people can watch
Come on, knife.
while we're cooking it in real time. So if I
There's that. There's a really big vein right here. I'm gonna try and take that out. Don't really love having that in there. Sometimes you can pick them out, other times you can't. Just have to be aware of how we slice it when we do cook it. Okay, now There's this like kind of weird fat over here. Let's square it up.
I am the water. I am good.
And then there's a little bit of connective tissue down here where it was attached to the rib cage. Slide our knife along down there, and then we can trim it from there. Next up, just the top. And we do still want to keep the natural shape of the duck breast. We don't want to make it look too square. So I would say that looks like 10 times better to the one beside it now, right? That looks way nicer. Have I got peaches? I have peach jam, and I have some dried peaches. That's all I have for peaches right now because, well, it's not peach season till August around here. What happens to the trimmings? We make duck stock. Yeah, we make duck stock with it. We don't waste anything. So take our other tender off. We'll throw some of the trimmings in with our duck leg or duck legs today when they're in the pressure cooker. And then for the most part, the carcass and the wings will be made into a broth. There, we got that vein out of there. Who in chat has had duck before? So you guys kind of know what I'm talking about here. Anything I want from the southern US. Yeah, other than moonshine, I want so many things from the south. I am still trying to get my hands on sorghum. Sorghum syrup. Yeah, grilled peaches and duck salad. Yum. You smoked one for Thanksgiving, Twitch Stewie? A whole duck? Was it amazing? That's something we've still never done, is smoked a whole duck. Okay, a little bit more work over here.
So you're a druid. You're a druid of Violet.
Boom. Okay. Look at those nice duck breasts. One is definitely way different shape than the other. You can get me a lot of sorghum. There's a plant just down the road. What? That would be so cool. Naturally sourced sorghum. You smoked a number of the ducks, trying to find which recipe you like the best. Yes, that's what I would do too. Sammy is playing Borderlands 3 with Vune. Yep, that's what he's doing. Okay, look at this mess. Look at this mess. So let's start to disperse of this. Just gonna grab a Ziploc bag or a freezer bag. Actually, I'll just grab a plate. Bag. Dust. Did you see my post in Discord? I was watching this video of the Vancouver Island mushroom, well, group, I guess, and the lady is explaining how to grow mushrooms on logs. She says bag the same way as me. Let's throw the wings in with the legs today in the pressure cooker. And then actually we still want to save all of this, basically any kind of little skin and fat bits. And then maybe we'll take some off of the back as well. So we want to crisp it up, but we can get rid of our breasts. This is how I usually divide my stuff. Everything has its own place. Okay, that looks great. That's all going to be used. So our little skins, we don't want any meat left over on the duck fat or the duck skin, because that's just going to end up burning when we go to crisp it up. So trim that off of there. Clean. What channel is it in? I posted it in gardening.
No.
Yeah, I posted the YouTube video in gardening. And it's at the 53-second mark. I was like, Sam, I'm not the only one that says bag.
I'm running. You're driving.
Yum. Oh, Sam's just telling lies. Don't listen to him. It's okay. Don't worry about him. This is the neck skin. So kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to use that to crisp up. It might taste a bit weird.
The next one.
But here's our back skin. And the skin is really like pretty easy to take off of animal carcasses. There's always like this layer that you can just cut underneath and loosen it off. So that's all we're really looking for here. Slide your knife in there.
That's our guys. The turrets.
We're gonna use this whole duck up. You found it. Yeah, she says it the same way, right? Bag. We got this bag here. It's nice to know that I'm not alone. Oh no, we tore it up. Just gonna cut that there so that all of these are kind of the same size pieces as well. I'm gonna cut this down the middle. Boom. Now you can really see inside. Just kind of keep peeling it as you slice alongside. How to skin a duck. You just learned that there's a strain of sorghum named Sand Mountain. It was created there where you mentioned. That's super cool. I want some Sand Mountain sorghum. Northeast Alabama. Sweet. Yeah, Sammy and I really want to do a road trip down south still. A food trip of sorts, an eating road trip. Okay, our last little bit here. Now this looks so weird. I know. It's like, what even is this? Where did this come from?
I can't initiate anything near you.
It just started pouring outside again. Torrential downpour. All right, we are ready. We're gonna put some stuff in the fridge. This stuff, well, honestly, we gotta like dry it off before we do anything else here, because we gotta start searing it up, rendering it out. Dreamland, hi carrot potato. How are you doing today? Let's clean up this area before we go any further, because it looks kind of gross, right? Make it look a bit more appetizing for everyone. Perfect. There's our parts. Just gonna wash up my hands. Don't want to cross-contaminate raw meat. And now we're gonna start heating up our pressure cooker while we season up our duck and get the braising liquid ready. And then we are moving into making our homemade pasta dough. All right, I'm gonna turn on our duck pot to a medium-high heat. Wilson stepbrother, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thank you, welcome to the squad. Yeah, I know, Micah, right? It's like, I want barbecue now too. I'm doing so good, carrot potato. How have you been? Okay, let's get some salt. Salty salt, because you should always season your meat before you cook it. We're not gonna salt the skin because that's gonna render and it will eventually get too salty if we do that now. But definitely the legs, can do a little bit on the wings. And with us keeping, obviously, the skin and the bones on all of this stuff, we should end up with a really nice and rich broth from this that, well, later on will reduce to make our pasta sauce. Should be really nice. If you cook that chicken medium rare, you get that delicious fish flavor of salmonella. Oh gosh. Yeah, we don't do that here. Oh, you've never had Texas style barbecue. That's what we mostly smoke on the stream, Wilson, is the Texas style stuff. Nicholas, 1965, thanks for the follow. Twit recommended me? Well, welcome in. Yeah, you finally have the weekend. That's always nice, hey? Here's the thing about us searing off the duck. We don't need any fat in the pot. There's gonna be enough fat on the duck here that it will render out nicely. And then for our broth to braise, I have this homemade turkey broth or stock, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna pour some of that in there, so matching our poultry flavor nicely. Twitch, do you like cooking, Nicholas? Yeah, Texas brisket, my life was changed forever, Dust. I 100% agree. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is unreal. I'm just gonna have a little taste of this broth. It is quite nice and dark. Lots of good flavor in there. Okay, so typically in the past, when I have pressure cooked my duck legs, is they actually only take about 45 minutes to an hour. So it doesn't take that long at all. So we'll do it the full hour. And then we'll let it cool off, and then we can pick all the nice tender duck meat from there. You prefer Carolina barbecue, but that's because you're from Carolina. But you love Texas barbecue too. You're from Texas and you prefer it as well? What? Yeah, there's so many different types of barbecue that I have to try. You're a diabetic and you like food. We don't cook a lot of sweets or bake a lot of sweets on the stream. So I'm sure you'll get some inspiration from us. You'd like a barbecue flip-flop? Hi, Scooter Beach, how are you? So we know our pot is hot when, if we drop the meat in, it sizzles right away. You're in New York, nice. New York City? Actually, 1 year ago, right now, I was in New York City. We were there.
A year ago today, yeah.
Okay, let's do big view. Maybe we can start with the wings. Why not? Oh yeah. I know it doesn't sound like much, but once the fat starts rendering, holy smokes. I'm gonna put some of the thicker fatty pieces in there, just so we don't have to work as hard to render it later. So yeah, this pan is like rocking hot right now. That's what we want. Queens, New York, near the Met, so cool. Yeah, and that's when Sammy's life changed. Carrot potatoes. Someone ordered a bien cuit tornadoes 2 days ago, and your coworker was grilling it and was like, "I'm sorry, you died for nothing, piece of meat." What is that? A well done steak? I'm trying to remember my French here. A well done steak? Look at how much fat's already rendering out. You already got a puddle. Oh, what? Hoderific? Yeah, that was a year ago. Well, yesterday we got engaged. Yesterday, a year ago. Okay, duck leg time. How does it smell? Like rendering fat. Kind of sweet. Don't really smell any of the meat yet. Some say Korean barbecue. Oh, there we go. Hojerific says Kate barbecue. Yes. Or is it Sammy barbecue? Okay, that's good enough. Spread this out a little bit more. All right, guys, do we want any aromatics in here? I feel like we should. Why don't we add, how about this onion that has decided to start growing? Let's rough chop this onion up. We'll stick that in there with the stalk. I think I have a carrot scrap and maybe some celery to add in with this. The only thing about pressure cooking at home is you don't want to add ingredients over the line that they put on the inside of the pot. So there is a fill line. We just don't want to go above that because, well, you might have an explosion. Never happened to me yet, thankfully. Start browning up these onions in the fat. Why not? That'll add some really nice sweetness to our sauce later on for the pasta. You're planning to buy a big piece of pork from the farm nearby, marinate it and roast it above an open fire. Oh man, that's going to be good. Yeah, roasted whole pig or like a big piece of pig is so good. Okay, after adding the onion in there, the smells something else. The crust, I know. Yeah, you definitely don't want to burn your duck skin. Ooh, and I have some thyme. We got some herbage. That's what we want. We're building flavor. Getting some nice color on these onions as well. Just gonna trim up this celery. And carrot. Favorite? I love your guys' questions. Favorite animal skin to eat? I don't know, Hoju. Duck scrunchums are pretty good. But then it's like pork rinds are so versatile. I would say duck or pork for sure. Okay, we got one piece of celery. Do a little bit of carrot. Have I ever grilled chicken skin? Okay, that's pretty amazing too, Scaramouche. That's true. Charcoal grilled chicken skin. So flavorful. What? That's all they have? Like, that's what they sell on the menu? Grilled chicken skin? I'm in. Sold. 2, cook with Kate. Okay, I'm just gonna throw some thyme sprigs into there. A really nice handful. And what do we think, guys? Should we deglaze with some red wine before the turkey stock? Holy. I know. Smells so good, Sammy. Deglaze. Okay. Twist my arm. I'm sorry, Buff Bagel, but we're not going to use the whole bottle of wine today. I'm sorry, Buff. Okay, we're simmered down now. The turkey tacos were so good. Like, that turkey leg was cooked perfectly. That's my favorite way to test if it's cooked. Well, if the tendons pull out of the leg, you're good to go. Japanese yakitori stuff. They have like grilled chicken skin on a stick. I would die, Scaramouche. Need it. Need it, need it. Okay, try and scrape all of that goodness that we built up on the bottom of the pot. Scrape that off. Okay, push that down. Add our wings back in. One, 2. We do want this to stay simmering. And now, I'm gonna pour in some of our stock. So this says max 2/3. I see a little line here, so just be aware of your liquid level. And that's the thing with pressure cookers. You don't need to completely submerge whatever you're cooking in there. It's okay if the liquid doesn't completely cover, because it's going to be steaming the entire time. Deglaze that found. Okay, now we say bye-bye. So twist your lid on. I'm gonna set mine to the one that has a little poultry symbol on it. So that's the highest pressure. And then there is one lower that has a vegetable symbol on it. But the high pressure, I've always used that for duck. It doesn't overcook it to where it's dry. It turns out beautiful within 45 minutes. So now we just have to wait for this to come up to pressure. So we can turn up the heat just a touch, like medium high. Wait for this to start whistling. For the meantime, let's come back over here. We want to start drying out our duck skin. So how we get really nice and crispy animal skin, let's say, of any type. It sounds weird to say. But we need to dry it out first, and then we go to fry it up. So the drier you can get it, the crispier it will end up. So I'm gonna try to put this on a wire rack. Just put it in like a low temp oven for an hour or so, and then see where we end up. So by low temperature, I mean, let's do 220 Fahrenheit. Yakitori stands in Japan, the perfect little snack to keep you going. There's so many places that Sam and I want to travel to. I like how you guys have been to quite a few places as well. Boom. Boom. We don't really want the pieces to touch each other. Trying to spread it out nicely. This looks so funny. Okay, friends. Dunzo with that. And I'm just gonna put that right into the oven. And now it's pasta time. Hey, I think you should know that it's raw. Thank you. I didn't realize. Yeah, when we travel, we're gonna bring you guys with us. The Twitch kennel. That's the plan, Hoju. IRL streams. I mean, we didn't get the new gimbal for nothing. There's a reason. Okay, just putting away our stock and herbs. And now, our one recipe for the stream today. For our cavatelli pasta. So cavatelli is a short type of pasta that resembles a slightly elongated shell. Its cavity catches perfectly almost any kind of sauce, so you can use it in so many different ways. If you haven't tried them yet, you can do so in less than an hour. To make cavatelli pasta at home, all you need is all-purpose flour, semolina flour, and no special equipment whatsoever, so we don't even need the pasta rolling machine. This is a traditional, slightly old-fashioned, but super simple way to make homemade pasta. So let's get out our ingredients. And I'm gonna mix this in like a shallow bowl instead of messing up my wooden cutting board. Yeah, so what ended up happening, Hojerific, is after TwitchCon, whoa, the lights are flickering. After TwitchCon last year, is Graham and Amanda really loved our older gimbal, and we already were thinking about upgrading at that point, so they bought that other one from us so that they can IRL stream when they're in Japan, and we got a newer one, and it's a little bit smaller, it works a lot better, and that's what we've been using for all of the grill streaming outside, is our iPhone on that gimbal on a tripod. It's so good. Dear Power, please don't go out today, because you guys see the lights flickering too, right? Is it storming? Yeah, it is not nice today. It's poop out. Okay, look. Let's pop over to here. We are pressurized. So it's almost at the point where it is completely locked. So we'll just let that come up a little bit more. We know that it is pressurized when the steam starts coming out of this hole and starts coming out of this other circular hole. So we are almost there. It's just demonic possession. You need to sacrifice the heart of the duck to Twitch chat. Was it the heart or was it the kidneys that we had to sacrifice? No! Okay, we are locked. Now we're just waiting for, well, our second steam. Let's get our ingredients. I have no idea how many pieces of cavatelli this is gonna make today. The recipe doesn't tell us, but I'm gonna guesstimate probably around 4 portions worth. Yeah, the heart, the duck heart has a way better texture. That's the one thing I do actually really enjoy is like deep fried chicken hearts. Not bad. Not bad. All right, we got our semolina flour, got our all-purpose flour, we got our ricotta. That's the one thing that I am adding to this recipe, just a touch, because it'll give us just a nice kind of softer noodle at the end. So this says 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of semolina flour, and then 1 cup of water and a little bit of olive oil. Quite simple. One. Two. Oh. Do I have ground up from the farm? Yeah, I do. Let's see how this looks. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so let's do a little comparison real quick. So this is Durham semolina flour from the farm. So this is about a half-an-hour drive from us. Nootka Rose Milling. Check out how that looks. Oh, we're pressurized back here. I just want to turn this down. We are up. We are up. And now we can turn that down to a low heat. That's all we need there. Now that we're up, let's set a 45-minute timer. Hey Siri, 45-minute timer.
Okay, 45 minutes.
Okay, so this is what this one looks like. It's like really fine ground. Looks like flour. The one that you get in the store is more reminiscent of like a cornmeal kind of texture where you can still feel the little granules. I'm gonna go with the more fine ground one. But I have used this in pasta before too. It'll just give you a more toothy, kind of chewy texture. So decide what you want. Nice whole grain as well in that Durham flour. So it should be pretty easy for us to digest as well. Just gonna take a little photo. A little photo. Okay, 1 cup of warm-ish water. What they don't have in this recipe is salt. I like to add a little bit of salt to my pasta dough, as well as adding it to the boiling water later on. Ooh, this is what I'm gonna use. We're still gonna use this other semolina, the cheaper version. to line our sheet pan when we start rolling the pasta, and that'll keep it from sticking. Yeah, warm-ish water does. And then we want a fork. Just kind of mix up our flours with a fork. Remember, we're being a Nona right now. It's like, what would Nona do? Don't really ask me, guys, because I'm not Italian. In another life, I'm Italian. Not this one, though. We made our well. That's gonna hold our water and our little bit of fresh ricotta cheese, which is pretty wet. So I might put that into a strainer real quick. Don't want our pasta dough too wet, because then it's just gonna be really difficult to work with. Strain the whey. And we have like half a cup of ricotta cheese. Just let that sit there for now. 1 cup of warm water. How's the day, my drops? So put our water into our well in the middle there. Hey, welcome in, Christopher Collects. This is a Sunday thing for us. We always convene on Sundays. Us and Christopher's stream. How did it go today, guys? Anything exciting? See good. Thank you for the follow. Hi, Martin. Total Coins, thank you as well. We are just getting ready to mix up our pasta dough. So fresh cavatelli pasta. We're being Nonas today on stream. Hi, Lynn. Good to see you. Olympic football, 50 pence. What? That's super cool. Okay, let's pour in our drained ricotta cheese. Yeah, pasta with grandma, pretty much. Yeah, wait till you guys see what's in the pressure cooker. We literally just got the duck into there. And it's pressurized. The duck takes 1 hour to cook the legs until they're nice and tender, and then we'll pull all the meat off of there. Okay, so kind of mix our ricotta into the water. And then we're gonna start bringing in the outside stuff to the inside. And we're just gonna use a fork to do this. It's a little less messy than using your hands. But we will be switching to our hands quite shortly here. Yeah, duck. We did a little bit of butchery. First thing on stream today. You made ratatouille and gluten-free brownies. Nice. I love ratatouille. I typically make it in the summertime when all of those fresh vegetables are in season. Okay, guys, now I think it's time that we have to switch. You can see how this is getting crumbly. So now we have to start working the liquid into the flours that we have. So all-purpose flour and then Durham semolina flour. And I am gonna take my ring off for this because this is going to get messy. Why is my husband quacking? Why? So I find that this semolina flour just takes a little bit longer than all-purpose flour to really soak in the liquid. So it is really important that we do give this a good rest today before we start rolling it out. We're getting out the wooden paddle on stream today. But first, we get to have a little workout. We're gonna knead our pasta dough. So we're developing the gluten at this point, creating some structure to make sure, well, that it doesn't fall apart later on when we go to boil it and cook it. We know that we are done kneading when the pasta doesn't stick to our hands anymore. Yeah, she took her ring off. She's free. Hurry, chat.
What?
Yeah, watch out, Sammy. Yeah, not the paddle. This did not take very long. Yeah, wait, what? Can someone please clip that? I want to post that on Twitter later. I'll make a good little Twitter vid so we can remember this moment in time. Okay, we're almost there. Check it out. I think if we take it out of here now, we're totally okay. So that's how the bowl looks. No dry stuff left in there. A little bit did escape from outside though. There we go. One, fold it in. One. Yeah, I'm not even worried, really. You guys just want his food. Or, yeah, or the eggs. Okay, I think we're good with that. Just kind of see how it balls up. Quite a nice dough to work with, though, I have to say. Okay, we will form this back into a ball. That looks perfect. Nice and smooth. Wipe some of this flour off my hands. And we're gonna put this into a plastic bag to rest. So about half an hour. It's kind of the perfect rest time. I wouldn't go more than an hour out at room temperature. 45 minutes is great though. That emote is creepy. That's an emu. That's so good, my drops. Will this dough ball even fit in here? Boom, perfect. Yeah, but it has teeth. All right, so we're gonna let this rest now, and while it's resting and our duck is cooking, we can prepare our vegetables and other aromatics to go into the pasta. So what's our timer at here? Okay, perfect, 33 minutes on that timer. So we're just gonna roll with that one. Quick little wash up. Yeah, good luck stealing the eggs, guys, if you could lift them. It's all fun and games, stealing a big green egg until you go to lift it up and you're like, this thing's not moving. Okay. Kabocha. Kabocha squash. Eat me. So this is grown here in BC. Yes, Buff. This is a challenge for you. A pretty ugly squash, I will say that. But it's also a really interesting variety because we can eat the skin. I usually kind of semi-peel the skin because it can get a little bit tough, but I do like eating some of it because there's a lot of nutrient value there. So I always like to give it a wash first before we do anything because we are going to eat the outside. And well, we don't really know where this has been. And I don't think we're gonna use all of this today. Probably only use half. It's quite large. It has eyes. This little guy has eyes? Where are you? Oh, there. Yeah. The squash has eyes. Don't kill it. Okay. Peeler. Also, let's check our duck skin. Oh, yeah, that is actually looking like it's working. Okay, definitely want to peel off these little parts. Basically anything you don't want to put it in your body, take that off first. Clean it up. Yeah, usually I just kind of randomly peel it around the outside like that. Boom. Make your own design. You hate these peelers? These are like my favorite peelers. Why do you hate it? Oh yeah, not the knee again. It just healed from last week. Taking Buff out at the knees. It's a weekly thing. The last duck we made was so golden. Oh, it was a duck breast, right? It was so good. That was a really good duck breast. One of the best cooks for sure. This one looked good before it even went in the pressure cooker. Thanks, Dust. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a little terrifying. They're sharp, for sure. Peelers are just as scary as knives sometimes. Vodka duck breasts? I am in. Okay. Going in half. Let's see. There we go. Now we gotta scoop out the seeds. Vodka duck breast. I'm intrigued. Yeah, I think with our leftover duck breasts from today, we're gonna smoke them. So kabocha squash is a fruity and kind of dense squash compared to something like a butternut squash, which is a little bit more juicy and bland. The kabocha has a lot of flavor in it. Like definitely has this melon smell coming off of it right now. Yeah, Sammy's blessed. What did the pirate say on his 80th birthday? Aye, matey. Last month or so, and it was marinated and cooked in vodka, and holy bejesus, it took you out. That's crazy. Yeah, it does look similar to pumpkin, hey? It is nice and dark. Okay, now I'm gonna cut out our stems at the top and the bottom. Just like that. Okay, so now we're adding this squash into a pasta that when the pasta is rolled out, it's kind of like the size of my little pinky fingertip. So it's pretty small pasta. So let's kind of match the size that we cut the squash to the size of the pasta. And that way when we are eating this dish later on today, we can get a little bit of everything in each bite. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Dad joke, dad joke. Yeah, please don't stop. Carry on. Okay, how do I want to go about cutting this? I'm gonna do this in half. And then let's do little wedges. This is a little bit precarious to cut like this. Just go slow. There's that. We did it. Slow and controlled. I think squash is still one of the scariest things for me to prepare. Some tough ass melon. Yeah, it is. Do I want to steam this or roast this? Maybe we'll just cook it in the pan quickly before we make our pasta. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, see, Bonkman gets scared too. Because, I mean, you're cutting, and then all of a sudden you like really go through quickly. It's like you don't really know how much pressure to put onto there. Okay, let's make our little cubes of squash. And with these being nice and small, they are gonna cook quick as well. Guys, we do have a bit of a tragedy today on stream because we don't have any cheese to garnish the pasta. Because I don't think pizza mozzarella counts. I thought we had Asiago, but I got sad. I was like, no. Yeah, unsub. I would understand fully. Cheese Pizza would be disappointed. Yeah, he would. I hope he's still not in here. I'm embarrassed, really, guys. Don't worry, it's on the list. Got to pick up our cheese this week. Boom, squash, complete. We will just put that into a little bowl and set it aside for later. Yeah, shame, shame, shame. Yeah, it's all Sammy's fault. Blame him. And you're adding him. He's gonna be like, what? Forgot the Asiago. Oh yeah, it is the year to blame Sammy. That's right. Last year, guys, it was the year to blame Vune. Vune was so happy when his year was over. Yeah, still trending. All right, our greens. So I have some baby kales that we can chop up. Oh, that's what. Sorry. I lied to you guys about what was going in here. I knew I had something special planned. Sprouts! Brussels sprouts! Yes, 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 yes. This is gonna be amazing. So definitely have those like wintry fall vegetables going on in this dish. Probably gonna be one of the last times you guys see this combination. Yeah, forgiven for the cheese, we got sprouts. Thank you, White Dove. Okay, now we're gonna start cleaning these up. So I tried to pick out all the really nice and small sprouts instead of the massive ones at the store, so that we wouldn't have to take a lot of time cleaning them today. So I always start by cutting off the bottom first. Because that usually releases any not so nice leaves from the outside, and then we can get rid of those. Then I think I'm gonna have to go into quarters for these, just so it's more coherent with the pasta that we're making. Don't want like huge pieces of Brussels sprout. Okay, now pick that out. I just let those leaves fall off on their own. I usually don't come in and pick them off unless I see something that I don't want on there. But even if the leaves fall off, it doesn't mean they're bad. Like a lot of the times I'll save these and maybe we'll crisp them up with the duck skin for a garnish or something. A little bit of fried Brussels sprout leaves. The only way you'll eat these if they're roasted with lots of garlic. My other favorite way to eat sprouts is with a maple syrup glaze. I find it's really nice as the sweetness kind of contrasts the bitterness. But we don't really get bitter Brussels sprouts here. Like a lot of people say that they find them bitter. I've never had that experience. Just leave that up there for now. You're kind of the same, Dust. And then the other thing is just not overcooking them to the point where they're mush. Oh yeah, Dust. I forgot that I sent you a can of maple syrup. Oh man, dude. You should try the sprouts with it. Okay, let's make our quarters. So that's what we're doing with our sprouts. And, well, when we throw it in the bowl, some of the leaves fall off anyways, so don't worry about it. Yeah, how I cook the Brussels sprouts with maple, we start by frying them off in a hot pan with a vegetable oil, so something that can take a high heat. And then once they start to brown, then we roast them in the oven. A nice hot oven, 425, for 5-ish minutes. It really doesn't take long to cook them. And then once they look like they're almost cooked, you throw in butter and maple syrup, and it makes this like amazing caramel glaze in the oven. And yeah, it's just something else. Those are my favorite sprouts. And well, you can definitely throw some bacon on there. Maple bacon. Yeah, bacon, I'm in. Yeah, maple sweet potatoes, that's a good one too. My drops. Maybe a maple ham or something. Or spicy maple roasted chicken. The list goes on. Yeah, roasted crispy, I think, is the best for Brussels sprouts. I think that's when they're at their prime. You need some texture to them. I mean, really, they are just kind of baby cabbages. So pretty much anything that you do with cabbage, you can do with Brussels sprouts. All right, there we go. And now we have all of our cut sprouts. And now I'm gonna just pick through our trimmed stuff and just take out all the nice leaves still. We'll save all of those. But only the nice ones. And we definitely don't want the bottom part of the stem. And that's how we don't waste a bunch of food. And then really we only have that little bit going into the compost bin. A lot of restaurants, the way that they get their Brussels sprouts crispy is that they're deep fried. And that is just an absolute nightmare for the cooks. I feel so bad for the cooks that have to do that. Is you get so many burns from the Brussels sprouts popping when you drop them in the hot oil. Now that's terrifying. Okay, look at our nice colorful vegetables for our pasta dish. Beautiful. And now a little bit more aromatics. So garlic and shallot for the base of our dish. We'll get those chopped up or sliced up. Yeah, no pain, no gain, Titan. So good. We're gonna go nice and heavy on the garlic and shallot. So smash all our garlic cloves so we can peel them easier. This one needs another smash. Smash it.
Well, it actually kind of got me because
It looked crazy, Dust. Yeah, it's multiple. Pressure cooker just started doing some stuff back there. It's got a mind of its own. Anyone up to anything exciting today? Any crazy Sunday plans?
Oh, you're catching class stuff.
I think I'm gonna try to finish off a YouTube video for you guys today after stream. I'll see how things go. I'd like to get another one posted though. It's for cinnamon buns. Let's slice up our garlic clove. We're going like rustic here. Remember, we're cooking like grandma. Like an Italian grandma. Nice. We'll combine the garlic and the shallot together. They can cook at the same time. You're making fried chicken with your parents and then doing a movie night. Amazing. Which movie? You're not doing anything today, but working tomorrow, but not till 4 p.m. Oh, so you have quite a bit of time off then. That's awesome, Mr. Jingles. Okay, tip and top our shallot, and then we'll peel it. Oh, dust. Treating yourself right. Prime New York strip to cook later. Steak and potatoes tonight or what? All right, this shallot, just slice in half lengthwise. And then get some nice thin slices out of it. We'll do one at a time. Bonkman, you're planning on heading out to the winery to pick up your members' winter shipment. Oh, so you're gonna pick up some new wines? Mika, your friends and you are on Discord. I've been watching the Handmade TV series for the last month. You're halfway through season 2. Awesome. Yeah, I'm still crushing the Grey's Anatomy series with Sam. We're on like season 11 now. There's just so many episodes. Garlic quesadillas with a New York strip? Oh God, I'm in, Dust. I am in. Yeah, you need some comfort food, dude. Cookie, you're still deciding. You're having a tough time, hey? Okay, I think I want to pick a little bit of time to cook with the squash. So let's get that done as well. And then I believe our base for our pasta is pretty much done. Which is great because I believe our timer is gonna go off soon here for the duck anyways. The duck. Ooh, and then also, this is our secret weapon today. Garlic oil. Our little jar of garlic oil. That's right, Bonkman. You went out there last Saturday, forgot they were doing a huge event, nowhere to park. Yeah. Drove in and then backed right out. Mr. Jingles, you had homemade salt and pepper chicken for your dinner. Yum. That sounds tasty too. You can't get enough garlic. How do you make garlic oil? Dust, are you ready for this? You heat up some oil. What, I'm gonna guess that you probably have canola oil at home for your vegetable oil. Or you could do half and half canola and olive. Just be careful that you don't cook it at a really high heat later on. So you heat up your oil and then you put your garlic in it. I usually just like smash the garlic cloves. Don't cut it any further down than that. And then we just slowly cook it until the garlic is golden brown. And then you let that sit and cool off, and then you strain it. Simple as that. Or you can leave your little garlicky bits in there. Up to you. And then it usually lasts for a couple weeks in the fridge. It is so easy. Hey, Chef Babylon, carbonara for you tonight. That's a proper Sunday meal for sure. Yeah, someone was asking me my guilty pleasure yesterday. That would be one that's on the list. Carbonara.
So good.
Carbonara.
I think I might eat a bowl of cereal or something because that duck is making me hungry.
Go for it, Sammy. Yeah, low heat on the oil. Exactly, Bonkman. You don't want to burn the garlic because then it'll just taste bitter and burnt. Not good. Not good.
This was supposed to be my wedding yesterday.
And then you don't just have to cook with the garlic oil. You could also use it for salad dressings. Super yum. And maybe if you're feeling a bit spicy, you could put chili flakes into it too. A chili garlic oil. Yeah, spice it up. Or make one of each. Make one spicy and one not. Okay, I'm just gonna give this a little rough chop. Our thyme, some nice fresh herb.
That is not enjoyable out there today.
All right, put that over there. Look at this. It's looking so nice, our pasta. Timer is at 5 minutes for us, friends. 5 more minutes. We can start prepping our area for rolling out the pasta though, for sure. Go ahead with your question. Yeah, thyme, squash, and duck is such a good combination of flavors. We need a dough scraper or a bench scraper. And then we have our sheet pan here that we are going to sprinkle with our durum wheat semolina. When you chop an onion on a wooden chopping board, does it not leave a scent in the board and stain it even though you wash it? It does if you leave it for a long time. But I wash my board every day, so it doesn't get embedded in there. You just have to be really diligent with washing your cutting board for sure. I mean, because this is a porous surface, is you don't want all that stuff to soak in because then you can cause bacteria growth and stuff. It's time to squash a duck. Mrs. Syntax, how are you? Get a nice layer of semolina. We really don't want the pasta to stick onto here. And then hopefully our pasta is just the right consistency. This is our little wooden paddle that we're using today, so you can make it without the ridges in it, or you can make it with the ridges. We're gonna do with the ridges because I like the way it looks. And also, the more ridges you have, the more sauce the pasta noodle is gonna hold. This way is just really fun to use. Okay, put our tray beside us. You're tired, your Twitch app's acting up, so not reading chat since app keeps shutting down. Lame. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Let's just get a little bit of all-purpose flour onto here, not the semolina, just to help it from not sticking. Something like that. That feels nice. Like it's sticky but not. That is perfect for cavatelli. Gonna be not too firm, not too soft. Okay, so now our next step is to roll this into little ropes, like 1/2 inch thick. Like you want them pretty small. So let's divide this up. So I don't really want my rope to go longer than the cutting board. Divide this into 6. Post that up there. And then don't really want that to dry out too much before we roll it. So this is where our handy dandy tea towel comes in again. So just place that over. Same thing with the tortillas on stream yesterday, right? So we want flour that it doesn't stick, but we don't want too much flour that we can't roll out our dough properly. There you go, a little bit wider of an angle. So now, using the palm of your hand, we're gonna go from the center, perfect, and roll this out. So like I said, 1/2 inch. Move this out of the way if you need to. We need more area. You can tell it's too dry if your pasta won't roll. It's as simple as that. And we can simply fix this issue by, well, literally just wetting your hand a bit. And that was our timer on our duck in the pressure cooker. So I'm gonna go over to the stovetop quickly and just turn that burner off. And then we're gonna take that off of the heat as well. So that can start to cool off on its own. That is it, friends. Okay, next step. I'm gonna cut this in half first. And now we're gonna cut this into, well, our little pieces of cavatelli. So like about 1 inch wide. And then if you need to, you can do a little practice one. So put your cavatelli piece up there, and then you take your thumb, press down, and then down like that. And you know your dough is a good consistency if it doesn't stick to the paddle. These pieces are a touch too large, I'm gonna say, because it's rolling onto itself. That's okay. We'll roll that back out after. Let's go like half that size. And if you're doing this by yourself, yeah, it's kind of like gnocchi, exactly. Just do a little bit at a time as you're cutting and rolling so that it doesn't dry out too much and make it hard to work with. So there's our little pasta pieces. Do this up close for the first couple. So put your little dough piece up there, put your thumb on it, a little bit of pressure, roll down. Ooh, this is worrying me, friends. This might need a bit more flour when we roll it out. Or just need to do this. Testing, testing. It is okay to ball it back up and retry. Yay! That's how you do it. I'm putting a lot of work into the dish. Homemade pasta is like my all-time favorite thing to make. I'm pretty sure it is. So yes, I'll put so much love into this. Starting with the ingredients and then the way that we prepare it. Yeah, it's schmancy. So now, we're just gonna transfer that onto our sheet pan that's already lined with some semolina flour. Boom. And now I'm literally gonna zone into this, guys, and keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Feel free to ask away any questions. This is a good time while I'm only doing like one thing right now. Can talk about future streams. Can talk about any kind of dishes that maybe you want to see. These kind of look like little like larvae or caterpillars. That's what it's reminding me of. Okay, let's re-roll this one. Little grub worms, yeah, exactly. Do I ever make donuts on the channel? Yes, I've made donuts before. I've not done them in a while though. Now you're making me want to make donuts. There is a Twitch streamer that does have a donut shop though, or he streams from a donut shop. It's called Donut King TV. What is this little paddle called? That's a great question. It might say in the recipe here. It does not. Someone might get to that answer before me. It's just called a gnocchi paddle. Yeah, that's all it's called. How much of my culinary education time was spent on knife skills? We spent about a week. That was it. The first week, we did like all of the chopping. And that's when you develop your callus from the knife. Ugh, so good. But yeah, only about a week. And then obviously over the 2 years of the program after that. And yes, I've done sushi before dust, but honestly, man, that's like my least favorite thing to make at home. It's never as good than what I get in the restaurants here. And it always takes me so long. I think this style of sushi that I would like to make at home more would be the pressed version, where you don't form the rice by hand, you press it into a mold and then you cut the sushi to serve it. I really like that style, and I think it would just be so much easier. You asked Graham too. Yeah, sushi is just a pain in the butt. Unless maybe you were the hunger service, because he is a former sushi chef. But I don't even know if I've seen LA do it on stream. Yeah, there you go, Chef Babs. There you go. Yeah, years to get there. I'm not committed. When the sushi is so good here, when we go to eat out, I can't bother doing it at home. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think when you're training for becoming a sushi chef, I don't even think you touch fish for the first 2 years. You literally just learn about making the rice. That looks pretty even. You know what? I'm gonna flour those ropes before I cut them next time. And then our little pieces of pasta won't keep sticking together and slowing us down. That's the thing about rolling pasta at home, is you want it to be nice and streamlined. It only takes forever if you're not overly prepared. Yeah, the rice is the most important part of the sushi. You guys are correct. Do you guys go for like the cheap sushi places because you can afford it, or do you save up and go to like the more fancy sushi places? Because maybe they have like the better quality, right? Get off. Austin has one of the best sushi restaurants in America. It's called Uchi. It's not cheap, but it's well worth it. Oh, you've been. The chef and owner Tyson Cole was on Iron Chef. Sweet. I bet that was a memorable meal, Dust. Mr. Randy Watson, how are you doing today? Have I ever made boeuf bourguignon? I have, and you know what? Thank you for bringing this up. I feel like we need to make that dish before the winter is done. That is like such a classic winter dish. It gives me all of the Julia Child vibes and feels. Oh, we forgot one little piece of pasta. I'm with you, Bonkman. Yeah, we're a bit of a sushi snob ourselves. Sam and I think between the two of us, we're usually spending around like $75. when we go out for sushi. But that's like basically just all nigiri and no rolls. So like the most expensive sushi. %, dust. It's not an if we visit, it's a when. Yeah, it's a when thing. Okay, we're filling up our tray. I would actually love to just make enough cavatelli for Sam and I to eat lunch, and then I want to do maybe a little video of me rolling it afterwards and do maybe a little Instagram kind of thing with the leftovers. You think there's an Uchi in Dallas too? Hey, Twitch Stewie. I saw that you liked my little Le Creuset post for all the Dallas peeps. Yeah, larva pasta. Bam Taro, how are you? I can show you guys what it looks like without the ridges too. There's so much flour over there. We're gonna cut it. You sent it to your mom, but based on her kitchen, she has, yeah, she already has stocks in Le Creuset. Oh man, their new collection that they just came out with called the Provence collection. Unreal. That color of purple, need it. Give me all of the cast iron. All right, this is the last little bit that we're gonna roll out together. We're gonna put our other pieces of pasta back in our bag. So yes, this makes quite a few portions because this is also going to grow in size when we boil it. The bag. After watching me make this on stream, would you guys attempt something like this at home? Or do you think it takes too long? Are you like, nah, Kate, I would never do this? Yeah, you're just gonna move in still. You're still committed to that, hey Titan. It's like, why would I make this when I can just move in with you? You would try making some Becca Bugs? It is really fun, and obviously it is more fun to do with other people, right? You can kind of like race, see how many each person rolls out.
Those look fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, it's almost lunchtime, Sammy. We're almost there. Very relaxing, yeah. That's why we got our good tunes on. This is a Sunday thing. It's definitely not a weekday thing. Look at that tray. Beautiful. And then sometimes your board gets bunged up. Just give that a tap. Maybe run a towel over it, because otherwise that flour really dries hard into there. Perfect. Cavatelli equals gnocchi with style. Heck yeah. Yeah, my drops. Sorry, no vacancy. The house is full. Better book in advance next year. That would be so much fun, guys. The bed and breakfast. Cook with Kate, B&B. Should we set it up or what? Cook with Kate and Sammy. So it happens when you have your phone near the pasta station. Everything gets floured. Matt, good to see you, dude. It's been way too long. Yeah, RIP phone. RIP. Yeah, there is just flour everywhere. We're gonna give up now. Samsung pasta? No, iPhone pasta. Cook with Kate B&B, and you get to join in on the cooking if you want. Or if you don't want to be on camera, you can stay behind the scenes and just have snacks. Aw, we stream when you stream. I'm sorry, dude. I guess I need to change my schedule then, so you can have more mat time. Okay, all we gotta do, put this aside. It's going to dry out a little bit with the air hitting it, and that is actually what we want. So since Matt's in here, our meat man, let's take a peek at our duck. Should be depressurized now. So braised duck leg and wings. Just make sure. Perfect. So I turned the pressure all the way down so that we didn't explode ourselves when we open this up. Look at those wings, are absolutely gone. That's what I mean. There's not a ton of meat on there, but so much flavor to go into our broth. Let's start kind of picking through this. We'll strain the liquid, get that reducing with the rest of the turkey stock for the base of our pasta sauce. And that should just turn into something amazing. I'm gonna get a plate. Let's pull this on a plate. Yeah, the layer of duck fat. That is the liquid gold. Definitely meat falling off the bone. Holy, the rain's hitting the window. It's raining so hard. Okay, I try and grab the leg by the bone. Hopefully it doesn't just fall apart. Look, oh, whew, we almost lost it. It should though. This is how you know the duck's done. When the bone pulls out clean like that. I know, I love the sound of rain. Actually, the last couple nights, Sam and I have been putting on babbling brook sounds to like fall asleep to. Really nice. Okay, we gotta let that cool down before we start pulling it. We don't wanna burn our hands. There is just so much goodness. Okay, maybe I'll have to sneak a piece right here. It's so moist. Just like falling apart in your mouth. What's a babbling brook? A little creek running with water. Sam is playing Borderlands 3 right now with Vune, Matt. Yeah, where is Sam? He should be here for this duck, right?
So,
Oh, yes, he should. Ooh, I have to quickly give a little rinse to our fine mesh strainer so you can get a nice clear broth. Oh, what is Babbling Brook sound effects? I don't know. It's on the Amazon thing. We just say, hey, Alexa, play Babbling Brook sleep sounds. She says, okay. Oh, man. Look at that. That's dark. Yeah, just go ahead, throw everything in there. I think I'll actually just put that back there for now. Now we'll top it up with the rest of our turkey stock. And we're gonna get that reducing on the stove top. Definitely wanna get it going probably in half. Reduce it in half. That looks like maybe about a liter and a bit. Okay. Nice medium-high heat to get that going. And then we need to set up our boiling pot for our pasta. So we're gonna fill this halfway up with nice hot water, and then we'll get some salt into there. I usually go like 2 tablespoons worth so that we can properly season the pasta when it cooks, because it's only gonna cook in there for about 3 minutes or so. Really, really quick. Oh, that's why the lights were flickering then, Bonkman. The wind warning. So a typical thing here when it like downpours and then gets windy is the trees start falling over, because everything's kind of growing on rock. There's not a ton of dirt, deep dirt for the roots of the trees to adhere to. So yeah, the trees start falling if it rains and then gets windy. Luckily, nothing yet this year though. The first year we moved here, we had 2 trees fall within a couple of weeks of each other. It's like, oh, power's out for like 20 hours. And then we're gonna start making the base for our pasta. So we can start actually cooking up the vegetables and then just leaving them aside to toss in later on with the pasta, the duck, and the sauce. But we can cook our noodles earlier. That is allowed. Winds 80 kilometers an hour, gusting to 100. What? Yeah, I am sick. It's true, my drops. sick in the head. Yeah, we are on an island. Thank you for the conversions, Bonkman. Love that. Love it. Okay, so we got that. And then I want my big brazier to cook these vegetables. I'm gonna get rid of our broth aromatics. And then I suppose we should also check on our duck skin that's drying out in the oven for our garnish. A little bit of crispy duck skin, if you will.
Oh, is that his kids?
You live on a mountain, Titan. You're used to high winds and trees falling. Yes. Yes, yes. Do you lose power quite often? Okay, look at this. Look at that, how much those have shrunk. And then, see the puddle of duck fat in the bottom? So we're slowly drying and like rendering out the fat. I'm gonna try and flip that over. And we'll let that go for a bit more. And then we'll broil it, I think. Try and contain all of the grease in the oven. Yeah, you're offended by being called an imperial. Oh, man. Liquid gold. Beautiful. Okay. Stovetop time. So that's on medium-high heat back here. We got our boiling pot on medium-high heat as well. And let's do the same with our braising pot for our veggies. We still have to add our salt into our pasta pot. Oh. Oh. And then we need our trusty spider for scooping out our pasta when we boil it. And we're not gonna boil the pasta until, well, the duck is pulled and the vegetables are cooked and our sauce is ready to go. The pasta will be the last thing being mixed in to the pan. And that way it doesn't go mushy on us. Yeah, rebel scum, you guys. And actually, I want to just get a quick taste of this concoction that we've made so far, because there is some wine as well. How are we doing? Oh. Getting like this earthy kind of mushroomy umami flavor from that. I'm really happy that we added in the mirepoix. That doesn't have to reduce a lot. I think if anything, we'll just have to thicken it a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna be right back while our pans heat up. Quick little bathroom break. Hold down the fort, guys. I am here. So, what's going on? Yep. So how's that weather outside? Okay. Starting off with our vegetables for our pasta, we're gonna fry them up in just some olive oil. I'm gonna start with the squash. Do the squash first, and then we'll do the Brussels sprouts after that. Yeah, there is no weather. And we're gonna do our same little kind of casserole method with our duck today that we did with the turkey yesterday, the turkey leg. Once we braised it and pulled it, we just put it in a casserole so it stayed warm. Because then it's gonna get tossed in with the sauce. Yeah, we actually live in space, mostly calm, couple of meteors. Just a couple. Okay, let's test to see if our pan's hot enough. Squash dropped in, sizzles right away. That's what we want. If the squash dances, you're good to go. Pour it all in. And I want to get some color on this squash, so some caramelization of those sugars. So one nice even layer in there. Get some salt and pepper onto it. Whenever I'm making pastas like this, it's really beneficial to also season the vegetables that you're going to be adding in. That way it won't be as bland. Carrot, you're in this weird mood where you want to do something, but everything that you do, you don't want to do and get bored. What? Sounds like you when you try to play a video game, Elrad. Yeah, it's already 10 p.m. Maybe you're just too tired and you should go to bed, unless you're doing like night shifts. Yeah, just thinking about things to do. Pep? You got any pep left in here? There is. Just gotta give it a shake. There you go. Squash and pepper is so good together. Just get drunk, Matt. Yes. Make some pasta, put olive oil and garlic on it. Yum. Let that go a little bit longer. Oh, look at our duck broth is coming up. Your guys' solutions. I'm loving it. Yeah, it's like, what do you do at 10 p.m.? Make crafts. Carrot potato is like, but I am Dutch. You guys are confusing him so much. Roll that Dutchie up. Let's stir our squash. You can see that it is blistering, starting to caramelize. Look at this duck broth on the back burner here. It's like a little bubbling little cauldron. I'm gonna go a touch higher heat on our squash pan. I don't want it to go mushy on us, but I do want to get some caramelization. I'm going to just crank that a bit more. Because, well, the small pieces cook really quickly. You want to taste the broth? It is definitely like a very deep poultry flavor. And then there's this really nice like sweetness and earthiness from the vegetables. Yeah, don't squish the squash. No squishy, no squashy. I'm cranking it. The salt level on there is good. Just tried one. Just cranking this to get a little bit more color, and then we're gonna dump that out of the pan. Put the Brussels sprouts in. Probably will need to add a touch of vegetable oil with the Brussels sprouts too. You would suggest what you do at 10, but it's a little wild. It involves a water balloon and a spinach quiche. Oh my God. What is that? Okay, friends, our squash is cooked. What did that take us? Like 5 minutes? Super quick. Back into the original bowl. Okay, gotta get some grapeseed oil into here. And then our sprouts into the pan. A good amount of oil, I find if you don't have enough oil with Brussels sprouts, is they like to burn really quickly. So just careful putting our sprouts in there. Because they'll pop. We're popping. They'll jump. They'll try and escape out of the pan. Okay, we want to salt our sprouts. They're smelling funky already. Trying to get some crispiness on these too. Oh yes. Give that a stir. I'm gonna add a touch of olive oil too. More and more oil. Bitter ballin. Also croquettes, right? Oh my gosh, my pan is like trying to run away. Is our house falling off this side of the hill? Brussels sprouts can burn. Yeah, I'm gonna turn down the heat now. Like, really quickly. Turn it down. We're gonna let that pan cool down just a touch before we put it back on the burner. Whoa! But I do really like the char flavor on the Brussels sprouts. But there's a difference between char and burning. You're taking a nap, you went bowling earlier, destroyed, conquered, now sleep. Good night, my drops. Take care of yourself. So good hanging out with you today. Guys, we're cooking it even not on the burner. Nice amount of seasoning. If you see any leaves that are a bit too dark, just pick them out. No one's perfect, but we can try to be. Because once these get coated in the pasta sauce, oh my goodness. Okay. Those are like 80% cooked, so I'm gonna toss them out as well. Speed! Welcome back, dude. And this is a hot, hot pan. The pan is also nice and clean though still. That's important. That means we had proper heat the whole time. So now we are going to use that pan again when we finish off the pasta. The steps for that are going to be frying up our garlic and shallot. We have some chopped up fresh thyme here to put in with that as well. And then our garlicky oil. I'm gonna take another taste test on this sauce back here. It might be time to thicken. Try and not get as much fat. There we go. We'll let it go a bit more while we pull our duck legs. That makes sense. Don't rush it. Been hanging with your boy? Aw, that's so nice. Hoping to get to go home today. Oh, you're still at the hospital with him. Aw, I hope he gets to go home today too. Who's rushing? Yeah, I'm intrigued. Okay, we're gonna pull the meat off of the duck wing first. Let's not waste anything. So because all the duck meat is dark, you don't get a ton of flavor difference between the breast and the leg. Whereas with chicken and turkey, you do, right?
Really good duck. At $8. When like just the breast costs like 42.
Quack, quack. Dark duck wing, yes. Yes, Dust. Who's rushing? Not me. Not I. This looks so tasty. Yes. Let's have a taste. We're allowed to. The duck like soaked up all of the red wine. That's where all the wine flavor is. It's really nice.
How much iridium did you use?
Someone's talking about blunts. Bonkman is in. Yeah, we were teaching carrot potato what a Dutchie meant. Okay, check this out. We know that our duck legs braise long enough when that happens. There's nothing left. You actually don't use yourself. Your girlfriend does, and blunts are her favorite. Nice. I'm gonna keep some of the fat in here. Not all of it though. The blunt was too much for you? I don't believe I've ever had a proper blunt. Eh, it's slippery. Holy Miss Peace. Yeah, it turned out so well, cooking girl. This is some duck. Can't wait to marry it up with our pasta. I just heard the wind whistling outside. Whoa. So creepy. How am I not devouring it? Because there's this thing when you're a chef, you're not really supposed to eat all of the stuff that you prep for the restaurant. So just over the last 9 years, I've been trained to just drool in my mouth silently while preparing food for other people.
And not get paid a lot.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have that for staff meal?
Yeah.
No, you're gonna have like 3 weeks ago this stuff.
Yeah. That would be the downside of being a chef. Yes, exactly. Absolute Gaming, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Okay, there's our duck, guys. Seriously good. Even though it's not confit, it's still really nice and moist. Okay, our sauce reduced quite a bit since we checked it last, in those 5 minutes that we picked our duck. If you're cooking all day, Elrad, you're usually less hungry by the end of it. Yeah, that's how I am on stream, for sure. It's like, you guys probably think I'm weird when I don't devour my plate of food, but I'm not like quite hungry then. I think I'm still rolling on my adrenaline with you guys. But like afterwards, like 20 minutes after the stream, I am ready to go. I'm primed. Okay. I am just going to actually keep this on the stovetop where everything is nice and warm still. That's where it's gonna sit because it's gonna be mixed in to our hot pasta. One more taste test on our sauce. I just keep saying, I'm gonna try and thicken that a touch. I'm gonna go with cornstarch. I don't want a really heavy, thick duck sauce on this. I just want it to be able to coat the noodles, but still be able to like see through it And see all the vegetables and all the nice colors in the dish. So if you want a nice clear and thickened sauce, use cornstarch. If you want a more creamy look to your sauce, more like a gravy, use a roux with flour. Trying to find my massive container of cornstarch. Thanks, Dust. You don't think I'm weird. It's okay to be weird, though. That's what makes you, you. That's the best part. You are you, and that is your power. For that amount of liquid, go with like a good couple of tablespoons. Is it roux time? I'm gonna go with a cornstarch slurry instead of roux because I don't want this to go like super creamy on me with all the duck fat in there. The slurry. Cornstarch and cold water. Enough cold water to just make it a liquid. And then we don't want this to be really rolling boil when we mix that in, and we want to whisk that in. Otherwise, well, as we are pouring the slurry in, it's going to start to thicken right away, and we don't want lumps. And I'm not gonna go super thick with this because we're still gonna get some more thickening and reduction when we add the sauce, well, to the pasta noodles, and they're gonna soak up some sauce. Okay, now we just have to wait for this to come up to a simmer. And guys, I'm gonna turn on our pasta pan. Gonna get a little bit of olive oil. A little bit of some garlic oil. The secret weapon. Garlic infused oil. And let's take a little peek at our duck crunchums that are drying out in the oven. It might be time to try and crisp them up under the broiler. Yeah, not so secret now. Yeah, never put cornstarch straight into anything hot. It'll just seize up and be like this weird ball of stuff. So creepy. Okay, we do not need that in there. Okay, this looks like it worked really perfectly. So this is how they ended up. And then I'm gonna turn on the broiler, keep them on this rack. The only thing we wanna do before we put that under the broiler is pour out all the duck fat from underneath so we don't light it on fire. Some of the trees, the way they're swaying out back right now. What would you want to put cornstarch on? Cornstarch is great for using to like crisp deep fried stuff up. That's what a lot of restaurants use in their dredge mix with flour. You had a 100-plus-year-old oak tree fall on your house 7 years ago? Holy. Look at all that duck fat, friends. Told you it was liquid gold. Don't throw that out. Okay, back over. So top rack in the oven, broiler on, and we should be able to just listen to the skin start crackling. Also, it's looking like this pan is hot, hot, hot. So we can start frying our garlic and shallots. This is just on a medium heat. I'm gonna crank up our pasta pot now. We'll be boiling in a minute or so. And I think we might need just a touch of butter to really bring this dish together. Got some kind of like French vibes right now, right? Sammy would be okay if an oak tree fell in the yard because then he could use the wood for smoking. So we just want to cook the garlic and shallot until it's starting to turn golden brown. The 100-year-old oak fell right into the smoker. Yeah, whoops. Wonder how that happened. Keep stirring this stuff around. Then we can add our veggies back into this, as well as all of our duck meat. Everything's gonna get tossed together. Here's some fresh thyme. Get some heat on that. All of the smells right now. And it's butter time. You use it for your wood burning fireplace still? Yeah, I'm sure that was a quite large tree. Yeah, I just wanted to go into its home. Well, if we cut down an oak tree here, we got a really big fine. Really large. This is happiness. This is like the secret right here. No, it's not. It's the untold secret of restaurant kitchens. Just butter. Just keeps making everything better. We're gonna let that keep frying nice low and slow, I think, because it's not too dark yet. That butter, baby. If I think back to, well, most dishes that I would put out in the fine dining restaurant, I'd say for the most part, they each probably had a quarter cup of butter in them. Whether it was pasta, risotto, potatoes. Just keep it going. Those are crisping up really well. I think you guys are gonna be so happy with this. One of them fell down. Like a minute more here. Okay, this is where the duck is gonna start turning into the pasta. Let's just put this duck into these butter frying vegetables here. But now I'm gonna turn this off. And then we are gonna add our veggies. Put that to the back burner for now. Yeah, what magic is this? The duck turned into pasta? Oh my. Quick little crispy duck scrunchum check here. I think we did good. Now we just put those aside to cool. Yeah, bring some to Sammy. We'll let it cool off for a couple seconds first so we don't burn his face off. Yeah, New York. Crispy duck. Duck skin cracklings. Cracklings, crunchums, whatever you want to call it. Okay. The moment that we've been waiting for. Our cavatelli pasta. It's time to boil. They've been drying for about half an hour now. Now I'm just gonna start dropping the handfuls into our pot. Our water is already seasoned with a couple tablespoons of salt. Ouch. It splashed me, guys. Okay, it's probably not going to be enough pasta for all of this. We'll see though, as it cooks, how much it does expand. And now, going to actually start, as this is boiling beside us, let's start saucing our entire mixture. Yeah, the starch in the water already, hey? They're already floating. Just gonna grab a ladle. It's beautiful. Okay, we're bringing Sammy real quick, a little duck crunchum. That good, Sammy?
Duck fat is delicious.
Okay,
Duck fat.
that was like our 3-minute mark. Let's see how this is tasting. Really nice and like toothy and chewy. Let that go for like 30 more seconds. And I might have to toss this in a smaller bowl. the pasta comes out.
Sorry, good.
Beautiful. Okay. So there's our cavatelli, all cooked up. They're not sticking together at all. I just think we have a little bit too much add-ins
Oh yeah.
for the amount of pasta that I made up. So we're just gonna toss in some of that stuff where we see fit. Al dente, to the teeth. Yep, that's what it basically translates to, right? To the tooth. Okay, let's start scooping the goods. Oh, man. Then we'll toss this up. See how it tastes. How does that look? That looks like a proper ratio, hey?
Did you get that?
One more scoop. And then a little bit more of that. Okay. So many wonderful colors. Yeah. There are a lot of colorful wintry foods and vegetables. It doesn't have to be so bland all the time. One taste. One taste test. I don't even know if we're gonna be missing the cheese here, but I'm gonna say we will need some salt for sure. That pasta is perfect. To me, the pasta is still the star of the dish, and that's how it should be. Everything else is just extra. It's a bonus.
Turns up? No. Trust me, I know when I'm allowed to go eat. Not time to eat yet.
Got the little bit of garlic and shallot flavor. The nice freshness of the thyme.
Any other plate of food, I can go eat.
And the way that this sauce is coating the noodles, right? That's just everything. Bit more salt still. Just a bit. Okay. Definitely a heavy winter meal. Yeah, a great meal for, well, a day like today, the weather that we're having. I want something that's gonna keep me warm and cozy inside. I want to scoop it, but I know it's just gonna go everywhere if I even attempt that. Little squash pieces.
You good or no?
Some more sprouts.
I think I did.
That's looking good. And now, the other part. Are we sharing with him? I don't know, guys. What do you think?
I'm not gonna be happy today.
Just tear up our duck skin scrunchums. And then I'm just going to pop outside real quick. I noticed that my parsley was growing. Maybe some chivers. And now, plating and presentation. Exactly, Bonkman. You know, it's getting close to springtime when I can start picking herbs from outside again. It is wild out here. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind. Whoever had the follows, thank you. Thank you. Downtown drunk. Welcome in. Okay. Our little delicate plating. Pinch of parse. Really, we're just adding it for the green. And then a little chop of some chives. Yes. Yeah, the judges. Cookie. Plus 200? Thanks, guys. Sammy's here with us too. And Dust. Our judges must rate on 4 key points: use of ingredients, presentation, taste, and texture. If you want it to be a little bit crazy, you could do a little drizzle of olive oil, but I don't think we need it. Okay, I'm gonna do quick photo. You guys know the dealio. Sammy's getting in there first.
Guys, I've smelt this all day. I've wanted this all day.
Sammy's looking Sunday as fuck.
My God.
I make a pasta. Did you get your crispy duck skins? Was that enough for you, or should I make some more? Yeah, Sammy's talking.
You can replace the lobster mac and cheese on the list.
This is the top?
I think this is better than lobster mac and cheese.
This is the best thing he's saying.
Lobster mac and cheese is the top. Like my headset head.
Sammy needs a haircut. Look at that. I just got a bite with the crispy duck skin, and it's so nutty. Yeah, a half haircut. The squash just melts in your mouth. Like, you don't even really know it's there. The Brussels sprouts, I tried to keep al dente, so there's a little bit of crunch still. That way they're not just everything is like mushy. It's looking schmexy. The duck just like soaked up all of the sauce that we put in there.
Okay, I'll come over.
Annie, no mushy mushy. How did the day go? No gray hairs?
Oh, there's gray hairs.
There's a lot of salt in the front. Most of the pepper's in the back still. We gotta buzz them up. Thanks, guys, for everything today. Cavatelli pasta, that's where it's at. Now you guys don't have to spend like $30 on a dish like this. You can be like, I'll just watch Kate's VOD and see how she does it. I think you guys could easily do this. This is not something that is like for intermediates. How much did this meal cost then? If we want to include the price of the entire duck, which was $12, we didn't even use 2 of the breasts. So let's go on the high side. $12 for the duck. For our pasta ingredients, well, flour is one of the cheapest ingredients, so we're saving a lot there. I think the entire pasta recipe would cost us $5. So what, we're at 17 now. Our vegetables, for the amount that we use, I'm gonna do another $5. So what, $22 now only? Is that right? Am I adding this up right? And then the turkey stock was all from leftovers. And then what, just a little bit of herbs? So you guys, for 2 people, this is on the high side. This costs like $25. And we haven't even eaten all that. Like we only used half of the pasta, half of the duck, and half of the add-ins, all the veggies. And the cost of time. So that's the real cost. In my opinion, the real price of cooking is the time that it takes. Because for the most part, raw ingredients are inexpensive. Processed ingredients, when you're going to take a little shortcut by buying the broth pre-done, well, that's like $5 that you could have saved yourself by just letting a broth cook on the stove overnight. You just have to think about it and how you want to do it. But yeah, if you don't want to spend a lot of time making something, you are going to pay more for it. That's the sad part about North American society. Okay, we did so good today though, guys. Like, just want to keep eating this. There is the recipe once again for the pasta. Yeah, well, I'll be making more pasta. It's probably gonna be dinner too.
So rich.
And the best part about making this type of pasta is you don't need a pasta roller at home.
You want to use this thing?
Okay, I'm looking to go raid someone. I'm looking. I'm thinking maybe a Scoozy raid. What are we feeling, guys? Thanks for being here, Cooking Girl. Yeah, it's earthy, yummy, kind of balanced between healthy and not. Not super bad for you. We did sushi yesterday. Yeah, we did sushi yesterday. Seeing if I can find anyone new. Okay. What if we did a non-cooking stream? That's what I'm thinking. Because really, there's only 982 people in food and drink right now. What about Monster Cat? Gaming, music, and chill. Non-stop radio? No, that's not what we need. Yeah. Let's go do someone different that we've never done. Support our smaller streamers, or maybe he's even bigger than us. The Andy Social Network. You suggested that the other day, so thanks for suggesting it again. Sweet Dust. He's in Portland. He's just gaming. Well, he's not super far from us. Okay, we're going in. Okay, hopefully we inspired you guys to make some amazing food for yourselves this upcoming week. What, we did Mexican food yesterday. What did we do Friday? Oh, pancakes and pork belly. Lots of good eats this week. And thank you guys for all of the biddies, all of the new follows and the hosts and the raids. It all adds up. Those are my garlicky burps coming up, I think. Sorry about that. Pasta's letting me know that it's delicious. Okay, we'll be back Friday coming up this week. Stay tuned on Discord and Instagram and even YouTube. I'm hoping to post another short video this week for you guys. Okay, take care. We're gonna go raid someone new, so let's show him all of the love. Bye, guys.